Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. On today's show, we're talking about something that is rarely talked about. Entrepreneurship has been put up on a pedestal. It's cool to be an entrepreneur. It's very fashionable. But today's show is about the inner struggle of being an entrepreneur. It's about handling the negative self-talk that can surface when things don't go as planned in your business. It's when an employee or partner doesn't fulfill their commitment to a customer. Might even have been you. Maybe you made a mistake that needs to be corrected. Every one of these events results in managing an exception. It means having to work extra hard to fix something that should have never happened. Even if it wasn't your fault, you, as the business owner, feel responsible. It's that sense of responsibility that's healthy for the business and heavy for you as the business owner. It's a weight that you carry with you all the time. It's an extra sack of potatoes on your back all day long, all night long, even when you sleep. The amount of effort that goes into managing exceptions is many times the effort associated with managing a routine item. I'll give you a simple example. If a tenant pays their rent on time, the money appears in the bank account, the bookkeeper records the entry, all is good. But if a tenant vacates early, or if they fail to pay the rent, the amount of energy expended in managing that exception is many times what it would have been in the normal case. The effort to manage an eviction is orders of magnitude more than the effort to receive a rent deposit. When something doesn't go as planned, there can be emotional baggage that makes the task much heavier emotionally than the task itself. In many cases, you don't have enough slack in the system or in your calendar to handle these unplanned events. The effect is that other commitments are delayed. Here too, the cascade effect can result in more missed expectation. The feeling of overwhelm can be paralyzing. But the fact is, every single one of these issues can be solved. And all too often, entrepreneurs fall back on the skill sets that have made them successful in the past. Entrepreneurs are capable people. You might be a strong generalist. You put on that superhero cape, roll up your sleeves, and solve the pressing issue. That's what made you successful in the past, and that's the fallback solution whenever a problem presents itself. It is true that this approach will fix the immediate issue, but it won't solve the underlying problem. The fact is, it's really perpetuating a problem. It's instinctive to ask, what should I do? But the better question is, who do I need to be? Sure, things need to get done, but they need to be done the right way by the right person in the organization. Michael Gerber, in his groundbreaking book called The E-Myth, talks about 3 roles in the organization: as the technician, the manager, and the business owner. If your instinct is to do the work, well, then you're the technician. If you're the manager, then you're assuming responsibility for the task and often delegating the task but not the responsibility. And sometimes that's who you need to be. But if you're truly the business owner, you'll find the right people in the organization to own the responsibility for getting the job done and for getting the problem solved. When I say solving the problem, I'm not just talking about the immediate pressing issue. I'm talking about the underlying issue. Why is the problem there in the first place? Is the problem even defined? How many variables are there in solving the problem? Can it be solved by a single person, or is this going to require an entire team effort to get it solved? Who should be in charge of solving the problem? If there's nobody in charge, well, then that's the root cause of the problem and probably the root cause of numerous other problems in the business. If the person responsible is you, the business owner, well, that's almost the same as having nobody in charge. And I say that because the business owner needs to be the business owner, not the manager and not the technician in the trenches doing the work. Your role as the business owner is to make sure the systems are put in place to make even these exceptions part of the standard operating procedure. When you engage with your team, the conversation should focus on systems and not the specific emergency. Yes, the emergency needs to be solved, but not at the expense of the systems. Otherwise, you're not solving a problem. It's simply a Band-Aid, and the problem is going to resurface. As you think about that, ask yourself, who do I need to be? Have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.